Welcome back to today's morning report. Chart appraisals on Wednesday, the 22nd of July with me, Rich Pro Market Analyst at Handtech Markets. Let's move on to cable now. We've just had the Bank of England meeting minutes out and unanimous vote to hold rates steady, 9-0 or 9-0-0 if you're going to get accurate on it. But there was also mentioned that some of the members were noting that inflation risks were increasing, so that sort of is a hawkish lean in the minutes. And we've had a reaction, a slight hawkish reaction to the upside on the back of that in the last few minutes, although it's starting to settle down a bit. Interesting that it's hit 38.2% fib, almost to the pip. 56.46 is at, and on my Reuters chart I've got 56.45. So that spike higher, hit that fib level and came off again. So we're basically still in this range, and this range that we've been in for the last 5 days. Negative drift that we'd seen in the last sort of 4 or 5 days. Obviously, the reaction we've got at the moment is a fairly positive one. So you're still sort of in this trading range of sort of 4 or 5 days. Certainly, looking at this on the hourly chart, there is very much a range phase there. But you do have this slight negative bias within the range until the last few hours, really, where we've seen the Bank of England meeting minutes come out, and also there was an anticipation of a hawkish set of minutes as well, just in the run up to that. So 50 pips up on the day on cable, but I still think that there's sort of downside pressure still on this range. Interestingly enough, look at this RSI on the hourly chart. RSI hitting 70, hitting sort of just around 30 as well, hitting 70 again on that spike higher. So interesting that we've seen this sort of range developing, and we certainly are in a range, almost midpoint of the range now, following on from that slight sort of pull back, following on from the minutes. But the range is in play, and I'm still holding on to a slightly negative sort of bias within the range. So I'm looking out for downside pressure on the lows. You've got these momentum indicators which are broadly neutral, really. You've had a slight uptick on the stochastics and the RSI following on from this move we've got today. But obviously, if we see the cable drift back into the close, then that uptick will sort of negate once more. So we're looking at a fairly range-bound phase, really, and looking for sort of the next real catalyst. Not obviously, well, in the Bank of England meeting minutes have been a positive move to a certain extent, but it's been sort of constrained somewhat, and certainly still well within the range. So you've got the big resistance that comes in at 56.65. I think that's going to remain firmly intact today, and we've got the home sales, existing home sales for the US this afternoon, so you could well see that if that number comes out positively, then the cable could well drift back towards the lows of the range once more. But certainly we're still looking for a significant break from this range, and it's yet to be seen. So I wish you good luck in your trading, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.